Hey everybody, this is Jannecke. I've just done an interview here in Oslo in Frognerparken, and I felt very inspired. I spoke to this guy about masculine empowerment actually. I thought it was interesting because I've been focusing a lot on feminine power, of course being a woman, but I thought it was interesting to hear a little bit about masculine power, and we spoke about tantric sex and how to actually own your sexuality as a man. It was super inspiring. And I felt inspired to do a vlog, and it's been a while since I've been doing that, and I actually wanted to share that I had a really bad week a few weeks ago, and I actually published it on Instagram, and some of the most reactions was very good, actually all of them were, but I felt there were one comment, or I don't know if it was on Facebook, but that was like, oh, I'm sorry for you, or I think it was heartfelt, but I felt like that he didn't understand me, because it wasn't about me wanting pity. It was more that I really think it's important to share, and to me, sharing that one can be down sometimes is empowerment, because the opposite, to hide that sometimes you're not doing well, is not empowerment, because then you are ashamed or something, and I wasn't ashamed that I had a bad week. And my point is actually that sometimes people who are maybe, you know, bloggers, talking about things in public, they feel like they have to be these perfect people. And even spiritual teachers, I interview a lot of them, they feel like they have to be perfect, and they have to be live up to a certain standard and walk their talk and everything, but it's not easy. And of course there needs to be some sort of coherence between what you teach and what you do yourself, but I think it's almost impossible to truly live everything you're teaching, because none of us are perfect beings. We wouldn't be here if we didn't have more to learn. I much more love to follow teachers and people who are honest about, you know, how they're doing, and if they are saying that, you know, I've had this horrible day, or sometimes I mess up with this or that, I just feel like I can trust them more, because I feel like I can identify with them. They're more like me. My point is that I resonate much more with people who are feeling or open about their mistakes and their flaws and everything. And it's the same with friends too. I mean, friends who don't open up at all, friends who are just asking me about me and who are not sharing about themselves, I can't really connect with them. And that's why I have so lovely friends, because they're sharing too, and I think that's the beauty. So to come back for full circle here, I had this really horrible week, and I shared it on Instagram, and my point was with the whole vlog that everything changed when I changed my perspectives about how I was doing, because I fell into this hole of negative thoughts all of a sudden. Everything was horrible about my life, about my work, about my relationships, about everything. Everything was horrible. And it came out of the blue. But then I had a coaching session with this wonderful woman, and she just said a few things that made me completely change perspectives. Completely. And it wasn't like this huge thing. It was just like a simple thing that made me see, hey, yeah, it's actually not a problem at all. When I see it like that, I feel happiness again. It was very strange, like it switched in that moment. And I've thought a lot about perspectives, because I feel like it's always all about perspectives, how you look at things. And it's not to say that sometimes we have to heal, we have traumas, etc. But I'm saying that still it will really help you in any case, in all circumstances, to look at how you are looking at it, and is to see if you can look at that situation in another way. If you can change perspective, it might just make the whole difference, or it might help you in the right direction. being single, not being single, looking at, I'm single, gosh, I don't have a boyfriend. I'm such a mistake. Doesn't anybody love me? Why can't I get a boyfriend? Instead of thinking, wow, I'm single. I'm a powerful woman. The right man will come. I have other priorities right now. It's perfect for me to be single right now because I can do so many things with my life. I have so much freedom, and the right man will come along. Of course he will. Instead of looking at it as a problem, I look at it as a positive thing that I'm single. And it won't inhibit me meeting a man because I'm still open. I just think it's really great to be single at the same time. Or, if you don't have children and you want children, you can also look at the perspective of how many things you get to do right now because you don't have children. And trust that if you're going to get children, you will have children. I think it's also that divine trust that we must have, that we can't control everything, but what we can control, the only thing we can control is actually the way we look at it. It's actually the perspective. That is in our power. The way we look at things, our attitudes. I'm gonna tell you one thing that I thought was interesting. Many years ago, I had a dream and my life was not going well. I was really depressed at that time. I think it was 15 years ago or so. I had a dream where a friend of mine was saying to me, Jannecke, there's nothing wrong with you. You have so much potential and so many possibilities in your life. What is wrong is your attitude towards life. And I never forget that dream. At that time in my life, I thought it was something wrong with me. I thought I didn't have, the resources in myself. There was something wrong with me. I wasn't good enough for that. But that dream told me, no, it's not that. It's your attitude. It's your perspective on life and yourself. And actually that did something to me, and I started my inner journey after that. So that dream really started things for me. So now I'm in beautiful Frognerparken. It's really nice here, and I hope you got inspired by this vlog to become a little bit more aware of your perspectives and to empower yourself with the thought that you have the control. You can have the control of the way you look at things. And the positive thing in that is that if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. Actually, Dyer said that. And that's a beautiful thing, and I think it's true. When you change your perspectives, actually, your life will change. So it's better to start there instead of thinking that I have to change everything in my life. No, just change your perspective on your life. Much light. Bye-bye.